Greetings, adventurers. This is DM Kurt, and this is the first of a series of videos about custom monsters for your D&D games. Now, since it's going to be a series, I think I have to start with the easiest ways and the wrong ways to do custom monsters for your D&D games. So, first, warn your players that you're going to do custom monsters. You just let them know, hey, look, Monster Manual's great, but some of you have read the thing cover to cover 6 or 7 times. I want something more interesting, more exciting. I want to keep you guys on your toes. What I'm going to do is have some custom monsters, some modified, some brand new. Generally, your players are going to dig that. Now, the easiest ways to do it, first of all, find yourself a new monster manual, a book from, say, a third-party publisher like Kobold Press. They have 3 very thick books of new monsters that you can add in, totally 5th edition compatible, and from there, sideways compatible to different editions with some mechanical work on your part. But brand new, easy. Boom, you buy a book, you use the monsters in it. That's the easy way. Another easy way is renaming monsters. Now, this only works until the monster shows up and everybody realizes what it is. So, I have this book. I love it. So, Chasing American Monsters by Jason Offutt. You can get it off of Amazon, possibly a local library, probably not. But it's totally not a D&D book. It is a list of North American cryptids. You have your Bigfoot, you have the Lake Monster Champy, the Jersey Devil. That's one I used for later. There was something called the Moon-Eyed People. That struck me. It's from, it says in here that it's Appalachian and Cherokee folklore. Small, dwarf-like people with plain white eyes, the Moon-Eyed People. They only come out at night. They can't stand daylight. They do evil, mischievous, bad things. Cross-reference that to South African folklore of the Tokelos, which are magic-using dwarves or water spirits who steal children at night. Well, there you have 2 names for some kind of monster that's not really defined. Folks, that's Darrow. You can use standard Darrow in your campaign, but have the NPCs refer to them by those names, and your PCs will be wondering, okay, what kind of weird creatures are we going to be facing? There's an element of suspense, and if your PCs haven't encountered Darrow before, you have a brand new monster. If they have encountered Darrow, they're like, oh, okay. But they were still led up to that point. Now, the wrong way to do custom monsters, that's the problem. Okay, the wrong things to do with custom monsters. You take standard monsters and you just jack up the armor class and hit points accordingly, or the damage inflicted accordingly to what you want it to be, without warning the players whatsoever. Players are going to be confused. Players are going to be ticked off, thinking that you've just jacked things around in order to screw them over. They're going to be reasonably annoyed. You can give warning on this. And when you give warning, you can get away with this. You can do it right. If you're going to bring in monsters with higher AC, tell them, okay, these ones, they move a little bit differently. The creatures have fashioned some sort of armor on themselves out of scraps or stolen armor off of dead adventurers. Or these ones have a much thicker, gnarlier looking hide than the ones that you're used to seeing. Or maybe have them a little physically larger to represent they're going to do more damage, they're going to have more hit points. Maybe come up with a slightly variant name on the creatures instead of orcs. These are Western red orcs. A color and a location to it makes it seem like it's a variant subspecies. But if you just jack around the mechanics without giving the PCs any warning, they're going to be ticked. They're going to think, okay, an AC 14 that was hitting before. Last time we fought these things. Now an AC 18 to hit these things. You're just being a jerk and trying to mess with us and trying to kill us off because we made you mad at the DM. You're going to you'll power tripping on us. No. Tell your PC straight up. Say, hey, look, I'm going to use custom monsters. If they're more challenging than the standard, then I'm going to reward more XP or give out more treasure. It's going to be proportional. And the whole point of this is to give you guys a more reasonable challenge for your increased abilities. And to fit with the storyline. I'm not just doing it to screw with you. I think during your session 0, if you're going to do custom monsters, you should let your players know. And if you haven't done that, you can let them know in advance. Okay, coming up, you hear of tales of this one type of whatever it is creature, that the stories about this creature don't really match the stories that you've heard before about that type of creature. It seems like something about it breathing frost at people. I mean, usually those creatures don't have any kind of breath weapon, but this is what you've heard about this one local one in this new location you've just adventured into. That's how to not do monsters, is just throw random crap at them and surprise them with something they think is unfair. And I'll get to my rest of my videos about reskinning and just coming up with scratch rewritten monsters in just a few. Thanks. Please like and subscribe. Out.